Hello, hello, welcome to my garden once again. This is mid-June and the garden is a little bit wild, but I like it in this way. But I also like when the hedges, they are straight, when they are clipped, and you can see here we have the beech hedges. Preben, my gardener, have been clipping this hedge for a few days ago, and in next week he will clip the yew hedges here. What I really like in the garden is tall plants, and see, for example, this is Valeriana officinalis. I think it's so important that you have some tall plants in the garden to add some height, and there's so much to look forward to just now. The roses, they are just starting to bloom. See, for example, this one, such an amazing rose. This is Geoff Hamilton. It's really a beautiful rose, and this rose is from David Austin in England. It's really a highlight of the garden year when the roses, they start to bloom. There's so much to look forward to, and I would say that in about 2 weeks time I will show you all the roses. And then you can also see here we have the peonies, and they are in buds, and we are expecting warm weather the next days, so I think that they will also start to bloom. And you can see there are so many buds in the roses here, and maybe you wonder how Preben can cut the hedges here, but he's very clever. So he cuts the sides here and also the top. He always do that in mid-June and then again in mid-August, but at that time it's just the top he is clipping. And yes, you can see here we have more peonies, and we have perennials, and once again this one Valeriana officinalis. But there are few more roses in bloom. I would like to show you them. Please come with me. From the morning we have been watering. It's quite dry in the garden just now. And this beautiful rose is Munstead Wood. This is also a Austin rose, a rose from England, and this rose have a beautiful smell, and also when we were talking about Geoff Hamilton, which we saw for a moment ago, it's also so well smelling. And then you should see this. This is Odyssey. See this beautiful color. I think it's just amazing. I really like the single colored roses. Maybe you will say that this is half double, but a great rose with an amazing color you can see here. From the morning we have been watering. It's quite dry in the garden just now. And this beautiful rose is Munstead Wood. This is also a Austin rose, a rose from England, and this rose have a beautiful smell, and also when we were talking about Geoff Hamilton, which we saw for a moment ago, it's also so well smelling. And then you should see this. This is Odyssey. See this beautiful color. I think it's just amazing. I really like the single colored roses. Maybe you will say that this is half double, but a great rose with an amazing color you can see here. As you can see, I grow the roses together with perennials. I find it so important that that you have companion plants. For example, this one, this is Hesperis, matronalis, also such a well-smelling plants. Here we will have Thalictrum. For a moment ago we were talking about tall plants, and it will reach to a height about, let's say, 2.5 meters. And this is Centaurea montana. This is also a great plant. Also, if you like cottage garden, it's a plant which is worth to grow. And I also like to use this plant in bouquets. Also shrubs we have in the borders. This is Buddleja. We have Buddleja here, we have it over there, and in different places. And then also alliums. And this is a late flowering variety. This is Ambassador with huge flowers. And here you see this is Allium aflatunense. This is the first one to flower, and you can see here you have the seed heads, but they are also beautiful. Let's talk a little bit more about roses. See this one. This is acre, and acre is the first one to be in bloom here in the garden, and I think this have been blooming for about 10 days now. And also here you see the single flowers, and they're also very good for the bees because there are space for them. I also love when it's quite young. You can see it's almost butter yellow here, and then it's changed to a more creamy color. And also I was talking about tall plants, tall perennials. And this is Cephalaria gigantea, a beautiful perennial, and I would also like to show you the buds. See here, and it's like a fairy tale to look in this little one. They will be even higher. I think they can reach to a height about 2.5 to 3 meters without staking, and this is just amazing. And if you don't know this plant, I think you should Google it because it's really worth to grow. And one more plant which is worth to grow is this one. This is Silene fimbriata. See this, and people who are coming to the garden here, they just or very often ask for this plant, and I am also using this for bouquets. And I really love when the garden is a bit wild, but as I have said before, I also love when the hedges they are clipped. So in my film in next week you will see how the hedges they are looking together with the wild planting here. If you have seen my previous films, you know that I have been in England for about 2 weeks ago, and I went to Great Dixter. Great Dixter in the south of England is an iconic garden, and they also have so many wild plants, but they also have structure. They have the most amazing form-clipped birds, and now I will invite you to Great Dixter in England. Welcome. When I'm in the south of England, I always go to Great Dixter. Such an magnificent garden and the most amazing house. The garden is located in East Sussex with a beautiful view over the landscape, and it's not that far away from Sissinghurst. I normally go by car, and then it takes me around 20 minutes to go to Great Dixter. The garden is created by Christopher Lloyd, and he was born here at this place in 1921 and passed away in 2006. And the garden is still open to the public. The head gardener, Fergus Garrett, was working for some years with Christopher Lloyd, and today he takes care of the place with his employees and also many students which are coming from all over the world. Also guests are coming here from abroad and from, yes, many places, and Great Dixter is one of the most well-known garden in England. You can see here it's really a plant lover's paradise. I'm more strict with my colors, but I think the interesting and the great thing with gardening is that we can garden in so many ways. And here you will see plant all overs. And yes, I need to talk about this. This is Firula cuminis. So it's a tall plant, and you see it in so many places in the garden, and I really love it, and also the yellow chartreuse colors. Now, what I was saying was that we can garden in so many ways, and we are maybe using the same plants, but we can put them together as we want. And yes, you can see here you find no bare soil. The garden here was what you could call an experimentarium for Christopher Lloyd. He have written a lot of books, not just about gardening and the place. He have also been writing cooking books. He was a great chef, and so many of the plants he had, I don't know if you can say introduced, but some of the plants you see in many places is, for example, Firula cuminis, but also, as you have already seen, the little red poppy. The little red poppy is called the ladybird poppy. And Christopher Lloyd have also written about meadows. And Great Dixter is world famous for the wild meadows. And you can see here that the grass and the wildflowers is growing, and then you have the form-clipped yews. And so many rooms in the garden, different level changes. You can spend hours at this place. I think and hope that you like my little tour here at Great Dixter, and I hope that that you maybe have been there, or maybe will go there in the future if you are going to England. Such a pleasure to show you around, and I just love to travel, but I also love to go back to my own garden. It's always such a pleasure to bring new ideas back to my Danish garden.
How wonderful to be in England again. I just love UK and all the beautiful gardens. And as I have said, in next week when I'm back, you will see how the hedges looks, and I'm also sure that there will be some more roses. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Goodbye.